Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Inning, brought to you by Afterthought Sports. As always, I'm Jack Haskell, joined by my tag team partners, Ryan Adio and Gavin Watson.
You're too kind.
Gentlemen, how are we doing? It's almost Friday. I'm excited.
Yeah, you know what? It is almost Friday, but I can't really be happy considering the Mets have split a series with the Marlins right now.
Yeah, that's
a tough seed.
Really
you don't like to see that.
The expectations were very high. I can say personally I was very excited for the Mets this season, and now I'm like, okay, you know what? It's very humbling. Humble.
Well, you know what? If I was paying a guy $750 million to strike out with the game on the line, I would feel the same.
Yeah, that would probably make me pretty upset too. If Judge did that, I think I'd be pretty.
Well, he did do that for like a whole start of the season
Multiple times.
Yeah, when you said Judge was washed, was it then? Was that the time you're referring to?
This guy being for real right now.
When you said he's awful, he's not going to make the Hall of Fame, he's the worst hitter ever.
This narrative. We're not doing this again.
Anyway, no rage bait on Inside the Inning. That's not what we do.
I'm sure it'll come back for me one more time.
I'm excited. I'm happy. I mean, the Yankees are playing well. They're winning ball games. So they're winning ball games? They're winning ball games by a large margin. What can you say? They're 3-2.
Absolutely. And I mean, I personally haven't been able to lock in on baseball too much, just with NCAA basketball off season and March Madness and the transfer portal. So I've been my attention has been more centered towards that, but I've been keeping up with the MLB here and there. And once college basketball is over, I'm excited for summer of baseball.
People always talk about March Madness and they always talk about it being basketball. To me, March Madness is once we get into the baseball slate. That's my March Madness. I know I'll get flamed for that. They're looking at each other over there, but this is my March Madness. I love baseball. I love watching baseball. So this is as good as it gets for me.
What a nerd, bro. I won't lie.
Oh my God, get out of here.
So goofy.
Yeah, I like baseball, but it ain't March Madness.
It ain't March Madness.
It's the beginning of the season. There's no madness to it. I mean, any team can still win, except for maybe the Mets or the Braves.
Wow.
Why are we grouping the Mets and the Braves together?
But this is a baseball podcast. If you want to listen to some college basketball talk, check out Afterthoughts live on Tuesdays at 7. Shameless plug.
Not even shameless. It's a plug.
It's hey, you know what? Any publicity is good publicity. But anyway, torpedo bats have been bringing the MLB by storm to start the season. Gavin, do you want to give us some more on that?
I can give you some more on that, yeah. The Yankees are the first team to use a torpedo bat. They have been kind of researching this, kind of working on this since 2022. They hired a physicist and engineer who graduated from Michigan and got his doctorate at MIT. He also, somewhere mixed in there, researched with NASA and set a record during his experiment that he did with NASA for the lowest recorded temperature.
That's got to look pretty interesting on a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
From MIT to NASA to the New York Yankees.
It's actually ridiculous. This guy had a job at NASA. He was working with rockets, and now he's working in the MLB.
And now he's making baseball bats so that Ben Rice can hit more home runs.
Yeah, I mean, so half the Yankees can hit more home runs.
I mean, the bat's been working for the Yankees. If you haven't seen a torpedo bat, you clearly just probably haven't watched baseball the last week.
Yeah. Or been online.
You move the barrel of the bat to where the hitter makes contact with the ball the most frequent. So it's a custom-made bat for each player. It really started with the Yankees. They did receive MLB approval. I know a lot of people think it's cheating. There's been some comparison to steroids, which I don't totally see.
Is this the modern-day steroid scandal?
No, because I don't think Barry Bonds went to Bud Selig back in the 90s and said, hey, Bud, I'm going to shoot myself up with steroids. Is that okay?
Hey, maybe he did. Ratings were low. They needed something to...
We talk about this on Afterthought. I think steroids saved the game of baseball without a doubt because the owners got money out of it, too. Yeah. So that's another conversation.
Gavin Watson is a big steroid. He's a big steroid supporter.
I mean, sue me. I'm a big steroid guy.
We talk about
that is a crazy statement.
The torpedo bats could be the best thing for baseball right now.
Yeah,
I don't think that's ridiculous to say.
More home runs makes the game fun.
Yeah, and I do want to say it is not working for everyone. Francisco Lindor, one of the best hitters last year in the MVP conversation.
This is your Mets minute, by the way, so make the most of it.
I'll try my best. If we're doing full Mets minute, let me talk a little bit. All right.
I'll start the watch.
Okay. Go. So Francisco Lindor, second in MVP voting last year in the NL, trying out this torpedo bat, not working. He started the season 0 for 13. He has a 1 batting average, which is not really that good. Or .1.
Hey, at least
So
he has
100.
At least he has a
0.1.
hit on the season. Dylan Cruz from the Nationals is still hitless this
That's
season.
true. He has hit the ball, but not very well. And Pete Alonso is not using the torpedo bat, and he's playing extremely well. I mean, we could talk about that later, but if
No,
you're only
I
giving
think it's a good
me
place to
minute,
start.
I'm going all Mets minute here.
I want to talk about Pete Alonso.
I would love to talk about Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso
Look,
recorded
everyone had his doubters.
his 7th career game with 3 extra base hits for the Mets, which is tied for the 3rd most in franchise history. There's been only 5 players to do that.
Yeah, he's playing at an unbelievable level, which I don't think anybody thought was going to happen.
You could argue he's earning his contract more than some other people. We don't have to name those people, Juan Soto. But Pete, I think, is earning his keep a little bit more.
When you break the heart of a New Yorker.
Soto isn't playing bad.
No, he's not playing bad by
bad.
any means.
I think when Lindor isn't playing that well, I think that really hurts him.
Yeah, and I think that it amplifies everything.
He was
that
able
you
to play good
see.
when Judge was playing bad, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because the Mets suck.
Okay.
Now we might be projecting.
Yeah, I think I'm projecting a little bit.
We're doing too much. No, I think. I mean, sure, he played well when Judge wasn't, but I think it's just different. I don't know. You got 14 more years out of him, and I think he'll get there.
You know, I don't disagree. I can't say that I disagree.
At least your team has won a single baseball game.
Yeah, I can't really be that mad because
this year.
Yeah.
There is a team.
There's a team, yeah.
Who the Mets and I do not really like very much. Who is done? I'm sorry.
You know, we talked about steroids earlier.
Oh yeah.
The Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
My word.
That makes it just 10 times worse. If you don't know, Jerks and Profar, who they signed over the offseason, probably their biggest free agent signing
coming off the
Yeah.
best season of his career.
And coming off the
which
biggest.
I think now we know why.
Yeah, that's true.
There's also, I think this is funny. Well, let me finish my thought there. Profar suspended 80 games for PED use. He will be ineligible for the playoffs. Second thing, I actually saw an article where Profar credited Fernando Tatis Jr.'s dad with a great workout regimen. For those of you who don't know, Fernando Tatis was also suspended 80 games for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs in the 2023 season. So it's a little sketchy there. I won't lie. That it's a little bit of a
Is
things that make you go.
Is Fernando Tatis Jerks and Profar's dealer?
You never know.
Am I allowed to say that's funny, or is that like?
I think you can say it's funny.
Are we stepping over the white line here?
I don't know.
I think we're good. We're toying at it. We're not like
Just a little bit. You know what? I think honestly, Profar, it sucks. It's really bad for the Braves. It's
Hey, but
not
you know
the worst
what?
thing going for them.
Former Yankee Alex Verdugo is next man up now.
That's true.
They signed him.
True, and I think that's why they're 0-7 right now. Worst team in baseball.
I also, it makes me wonder if the Braves had some inkling this offseason, if MLB had told them, hey, we're suspending Profar for 80 games, and if they knew about this and were like, okay, hey, we got to get somebody in case his appeal.
Well, why would they let him start the season, though?
Because he was appealing the suspension. Because when you appeal, the way the steroid process works is they can't go public with it until you have the chance to appeal and the appeal is done. So the appeal is done. They said, no, you did steroids. You're done for 80 games. So the Braves probably knew at some point this offseason that he was going to be potentially suspended for half the season for using steroids. And so I think that's probably why they decided, hey, let's give that Alex Verdugo guy a shot.
Yeah, because
and
Alex
get him
Verdugo didn't have a single contract offer.
until
coming off
the
the
Braves.
World Series.
I mean,
coming off being the starting left fielder for the World Series.
Yeah, but let's be honest, he wasn't that good.
He wasn't that good, but I mean, if you're the starting left fielder for the World Series, you're not a bad baseball player.
No, I don't think he was a bad baseball player. I think a lot of guys looked and said, we could get a better outfielder.
True. But
Can't
looking,
really- he can hit, but not very well. And I mean, he doesn't play left field at an outstanding level.
fair enough. But looking a little more into the numbers, the Braves 0-7 start. No team has ever made the playoffs starting 0-7 on the season.
So, is it too early to say that they were overrated and they're done?
I don't know. I mean, they're missing their ace. They're missing their franchise right fielder. I think it's too early to tell. I mean, maybe they just break the record, because this has been 42 years since a team started 0-7 and finished with a positive record.
Yeah.
Let alone made the postseason.
They're also being outscored 32-14 right now, so that on the offensive side does not look very good.
And even the game last night against the Dodgers, I mean, that's unbelievably bad.
And Profar, when he comes back, won't even be postseason eligible.
No,
And Profar at the time of his suspension was one of the top 3 hitters by batting average on the entire team. So you're not just losing a guy. You're not just losing a number. Like, this is a guy who is going to be essential in their push of any playoff run.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna
now
be
he's
rough.
not.
But I think getting Sean Murphy back will help them. Getting Spencer Strider back will definitely help them. And getting Ronald Acuna back should hopefully put them on the right track.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a crazy run, a crazy turnaround.
Especially when you were kind of projected to go like far in the playoffs. This is not. It's not good.
It's gotten to the point, it's so bad now that Brian Snickers actually went and said that he's considering retiring after this season.
I mean, he's getting up there.
He's getting up there in age. I don't deny that fact, but I don't think...
He might not get the chance to retire. They might fire him before that.
I don't think this is the way he expected the season starts, and I don't think this is what he wants to be with the Braves to do.
Not at all. But some teams have started really positively.
Some
Gavin,
teams
do you want to talk about your Dodgers?
Oh my goodness, my Dodgers. Yes, my Dodgers.
Are they not your Dodgers?
No.
You fanboy.
I watch the Dodgers. I enjoy watching the Dodgers. I'm not like...
He is a fan of the Dodgers.
God, Gavin,
they're not my Dodgers.
You have had
though.
some egregious takes thus far today, Gavin.
That's not even a take. How is that even a take? I mean, what? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
What are we doing, Gavin? You tell me.
Dodgers.
Talk about the Dodgers.
The first team,
the best player to ever touch a baseball bat.
to start 7-0, right? Or was it 8-0? 8-0, sorry.
8-0.
For the first time in MLB history, the previous high was a 7-0 start by the 1933 Yankees. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Lou Gehrig or Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I'd go yard on both of them.
Those were the guys that were on those teams. So it makes sense that the modern Babe Ruth is carrying this Dodgers team.
Crazy. I think you could.
You just call him oh my
modern
God.
Babe Ruth.
That's literally. I'm not the only one who has called him that. That's
know.
not like I didn't create this, guys. Relax.
Can we just call the man Shohei Ohtani? He's the best player.
There
to
really
ever
is
touch
no
baseball.
comparison to Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani added his list to the bobblehead lore of Dodger Stadium. There's a long list of guys, including Chris Taylor, Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, I believe even Freddie Freeman, who have hit a home run on their bobblehead night.
Who gave Chris Taylor a bobblehead night?
The Dodgers, dude. They gave him a big contract, too. That guy's getting paid a lot of money.
Can I get a bobblehead?
No, we tried.
They said no.
Can Ipe get a bobblehead?
No.
It is, and the shake part is like a money, doing the money flex.
Well, no. All proceeds go to bailing him out.
There you go.
1 in 40 are in a orange jumpsuit.
God.
You have to gamble to get the money to get
They've got tables set up in the concourse.
All right. Anyway.
Anyways, the Dodgers did have to come back in that one to win it. I mean, they started off. Blake Snell didn't pitch great. He gave up 5 runs. The Dodgers stormed all the way back, and Shohei walked it off. And I mean, we were talking about the torpedo bats earlier. Max Muncy used a torpedo bat twice in his at bats yesterday. Last at bat of the night, he decided to switch it over to a regular baseball bat. And first at bat with the regular bat, he hits a home run to tie the game.
It's really just comes down to feel. Like some guys it's really gonna help them, and other guys it's either gonna have no effect or it's gonna hurt them. It's it's the same thing with like gear. Like some guys just hit better with elbow guards on, some guys don't.
I also wonder. Think about it like this: when you're practicing in the batting cage, what do you put around your bat? You put a weight on it, right?
On deck circle, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, I'm following
you're
so
swinging
far.
with the weight in the batting cage, stuff like that. Do you think it's similar you're swinging with the torpedo bat so much that when you go back to a regular bat, it's like the same feel.
I have to say
don't
the
know.
balancing of the bats have to be different. Like, I don't know if it makes it heavier necessarily, but the balance of the bat, because if you move the heavy part up a little bit, it's going to change the feel if the heavy part's at the end of the bat or in the middle of the bat. I don't know if it necessarily makes it heavier or lighter, but I do think the feel definitely change. I don't think it's the same feel for both bats.
Can we get torpedo bats for Bonnie's baseball?
Can we test
Can
They're
you
selling them.
talk to your people, Gavin?
They're selling them online.
Yeah, we should get some torpedo bats and try them out ourselves.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun video. We should do that. We should. Except for the fact that bats are like $200, but
I have
we
a bat. We'll be alright.
We all pool our money.
I have a
together.
bat. We'll be fine. He says.
It's been
We make our own torpedo bat. The dude from NASA made his own. Why can't we?
Yeah,
Dude, there we go.
We'll contact someone in the science department. Stay tuned. But yeah, let's get back to the Dodgers a little bit here.
Another storyline with the Dodgers that I wanted to touch on, just because I'm such a fan of his and I've been a fan of him is Dustin May.
He's a fan of the Dodgers.
He's a fan of the Dodgers.
I'm a fan of Dustin May and the Dodgers. He made his first start Monday against the Braves, pitching against Chris Sale, which is a tall task to begin with. He hadn't pitched on a big league mound in a regular season game since May of 2023, I believe. That's like 2 years since he's picked up a baseball and pitched on a mound.
That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, that does feel a little weird.
He originally was sidelined after undergoing Tommy John surgery in his elbow, and he was making his way back in the 2024 season. When he went out to eat with his wife and his friends, he got a salad, took a bite of the salad, and it ended up tearing his esophagus. He's come out in interviews and said that he wasn't planning on going to the hospital, but that his wife kept pushing him and telling him, like, just go. If it's nothing, it's fine. Just go get it checked out. Had he not done it, he said that he thinks he would have been dead. And now he's back on the mound and throwing, 5 innings, only allowing 1 hit, 3 walks, and striking out 6. I mean, that's pretty impressive after a 2-year layoff.
Yeah, I mean, tearing your esophagus, that's like unheard of.
That sounds awful.
It's actually unbelievable.
The fact that and to tear it by eating a salad, I think is even the crazier part. But the fact that he was able to come back from this just in his personal life and then be able to go and play baseball, and he struck out the first, he didn't strike them out, but he retired the first 3 batters that he faced.
The Dodgers are just so good.
Yeah,
there's not really much else I can say.
And they got the dude from the A's. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, Asturi Ruiz was traded to the Dodgers.
So dumb.
In exchange for cash considerations.
It's actually unbelievable.
What cash? What cash do they have?
The cash that they're paying Mookie Betts in 20 years.
God.
That's the cash that they have. When Shohei Ohtani was up at the plate last night, bottom of the 9th, 1 out, I think.
Yeah,
it was 1 out.
Because
as soon as he hit that ball, the first thing I said was, did he just hit a walk-off home run?
And he
did.
And of course he did. The Dodgers are so unbelievably good right now.
I got the notification last night, and I just wasn't even shocked.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's just yeah,
probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was so nonchalant about it. I was just like, oh, there it is. It's what we all expected.
And the fact that it's even come to that is just gross.
Yeah.
I mean, can I even say poor Braves? They blew that one.
No, they blew that.
Dodgers.
They brought in the closer, and the closer blew it. It's not even like they left it to a regular reliever. Their closer blew it. They just blew it.
Get Minter up and warming.
I mean, they also the pitch to Ohtani was pretty middle cut. I feel like it got a lot of the plate. That's something you can't do.
I don't think you can pitch to Shohei Ohtani.
I thought it was a little bit outside, but it's still.
Okay, was it in the box? I'm 95% sure it was in the strike zone.
Top left,
if it's in the box with Shohei Ohtani, it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was top zone, dude. Ohtani feasts at the top of the zone. That's his favorite spot to hit.
Only a Dodgers fan would know that.
Only a baseball fan who actually watches baseball would know that. Mr. Jack, all right, pipe down, pal. Do we want to get into some of our extensions? This week has been a huge week. Free agency's pretty much done.
You get an extension. You get an extension.
Yeah, this week was
extensions.
A wild week if you wanted an extension. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 extensions handed out, and they were not cheap extensions. by any means. The first one, the one to me that feels the least surprising was Garrett Crochet. He signed a $170 million deal. That'll last 6 years with the Boston Red Sox. He said last season at the deadline that if he got traded last year at the deadline, he would not pitch in the playoffs for a team unless they guaranteed him money. And so now you see that they put up the money. I mean, this is a guy in Garrett Crochet who has a 3.18 ERA over 232 innings and has struck out over 300 people.
Yeah, and after signing that extension on a Wednesday night against the Orioles, he went 8 innings, which is a career best for him, striking out 8 and only giving up 4 hits.
This felt like a very obvious extension. This felt like it was bound to happen. We want to stay with the Red Sox. They signed one of their top prospect, Christian Campo, to a $60 million deal over the course of 8 years.
Wait,
That feels like a
what
little
did
bit
you
of a
say his
fleece.
name was? Christian Campbell?
Campbell, yeah.
Campbell.
Campbell.
How do you spell? Is it a C-A?
That's how you spell Campbell.
That's how you pronounce Campbell.
Campbell, whatever.
I'm sorry,
Same-
I don't mean to.
Same
stop
thing.
Ryan, but
It's the same
You
thing.
ever heard of Campbell soup, Pat?
Yeah, like-
Ryan's ruining the clip. It's fine. He sold the clip.
What? You talking about guys getting... Okay. Anyway.
You saying his name wrong is selling the clip. You want to get flamed on TikTok?
Yeah, honestly, do it.
This is why that one guy said that white people shouldn't be allowed to talk sports.
Anyway,
Anyways, yeah.
it was basketball.
It was
What-
basketball. but-
One of their top prospects. He was ranked 4th overall by Baseball America in prospect ranking, and MLB he was ranked 6th. This guy's gonna be electric. I mean, I think this is gonna end up when all is said and done. This will probably be an underpay. I don't know. What do you guys think of these extensions for Boston?
Well, Campbell's going to have to fight Devers or Bregman for that middle infield spot, which, really quickly, Rafael Devers, oh my God.
Oh my goodness, are
Is that self-sabotage?
we okay? Is he okay?
I mean, granted,
he-
he just got his first hit of the season last night. It was an
Why-
RBI double, but
Why is he playing bad? Do we know? Or
because
is
he wants to
just-
play third base.
Yeah, he wanted to play third. They moved him to DH and said,
yeah.
"You're in DH," and he said, "Okay, well, I'm going to protest by not."
I'm going to start the season
Designated
0
hitting.
for 20.
Was it 0 for 20?
It was something
Last
around
time
I
I,
believe-
checked, it was 0 for 14.
I had seen 0 for 16 at one point,
Okay.
so it's
Well,
probably
it was right close. To
it's
that.
getting up there. It was getting up there. I mean,
That's-
yeah.
Really, that's pretty good. That's a good strike. Like a.
To be fair though, like I just said, his first hit came on an RBI double. So
Would he really have
can't
played better if he
complain.
was on playing third base?
There's guys that, like, I think Stanton has said before that he's more engaged hitting
Yeah.
when he's playing in the
It's-
outfield. Because you got to think, it's being locked
Yeah.
in on both sides of the game versus only being locked in on one side of the game.
Yeah, and having to re-warm yourself up every time you have to go hit.
Right.
Whereas you're already out there running around, feeling the ball if you're any of the other 8 guys in the lineup. So there is some guys who say they don't like to DH just because it's hard to lock in and focus, like Jack said. So yeah, it depends. But yeah, there are guys who don't like it.
But regardless, back to the extensions. Another prospect. I don't really know if you can call him a prospect anymore, but
Yeah, but a young guy
Yeah.
early in his career signing a big extension.
runner-up for NL Rookie of the Year. The runner-up for the NL Rookie of the Year, Jackson Merrill, signed a $135 million extension over the course of
Yeah, it's
9
actually
years
crazy.
with a $30 million club option in year 10.
He deserves it.
The Padres locked up their guy.
He's playing really good baseball.
I
Not
actually-
much else I can say.
When I saw this deal, I actually had a a strong reaction of that's it. That's it. That's all they're giving him.
What do you mean that's it?
I guess that's fair enough.
Jack, he was runner-up in Rookie of the Year
$135 million though, Gavin?
He's one of the most.
for 9 years.
He
Okay.
has the highest ceiling of any.
If the
That's-
calculate, I'm not a big
I don't know
math
if
guy.
Any player, but top 5 ceilings. How about that?
Yeah, he's going to end up, when all is said and done, he's a guy like Campbell, where I think it'll be an underpay. I really think this is an underpay by the Padres. Yeah, only $14 million a year. That is what they're paying, $14 million a year to be runner-up in Rookie of the Year. That is insanely cheap. I mean, Merrill, when he signed that extension, He's in his second year in the big leagues. He had 26 home runs last year with 98 RBIs and a 298 batting average, OPS plus of 132. And when Merrill signed that contract, he took a shot at your guy, Ryan, in Juan Soto. He said, quote, "I know there are contracts out there that are beyond absurd, but having a relationship with a real human being and a real team like I have here, you can't beat that."
Wow.
You know, you can't just sign for
really-
$700 million and want
There it
everything to
is.
be perfect. That's the part that is specifically geared towards Shohei Ohtani. Or not Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto. Apologies.
That would be your guy. It's
That'd be my guy. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, did he? I think he took a pay cut to stay there.
Yeah, I mean, we see it all across sports. We even see it in college sports now. These guys are more focused on money and how much money they can get and what their payday is going to look like versus loyalty. And I think it's gross, just personally.
I think game is the game, unfortunately,
I mean,
though,
there's
too.
there's loyalty and there's just being dumb. I mean, I think the Padres might have paid him more.
What do you mean? What do you mean the Padres are just dumb? I don't disagree.
No, I'm not saying
but
the Padres are dumb. I think if he's saying he took as big of a pay cut as I mean, let's say, I don't know. He's saying I'm not going to just take $700 like if someone offered him
$700
a
million.
lot more than $135 million, I don't know why he wouldn't have taken it.
Well, nobody can negotiate with him yet because he's
Right. So
under his rookie contract with the Padres.
I mean,
But
he could have asked for more.
he could have asked for more, and if they didn't accept it, he could have waited the 4 years and gone to free agency. He decided to not do that, but
nonetheless,
do your
Jackson
thing, I guess.
Merrill is locked up with the Padres for the next decade, it
Yeah.
seems.
and then the last one, kind of how we'll probably end the show here today. Ketel Marte, $116.5 million for 6 years. There's an option for a seventh year. He'll be paid $11.5 million that year. And also Merrill has a 10th year option. That option will be $30 million if the club decides to pick it up. Ketel Marte, this is his second time signing with the Diamondbacks. He signed a contract with them for $76 million over 5 years in 2022. This contract will step in and replace it, and will pay him a little bit more. Ketel Marte has just been the face of the Diamondbacks. I mean, he's been there 11 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 years, 143 home runs, 516 RBIs, a career OPS plus of 119. That means he's hitting better than 19% of the league over his career. And 281 batting average. And, dude, this is a guy who's finished twice in the top 5 in MVP voting. This guy's legit.
19% feels very low.
19% better
Oh.
than
I thought you
the
were
rest of the
saying
league.
he hits better than only 19% of the league.
No.
And I was like, that feels kind of low.
Wait a minute. No, Ketel
he's really
Marte,
good.
he's a phenomenal ball player. My dad's favorite player for no
Really?
specific reason whatsoever.
Is he a Diamondbacks fan?
No, Ketel Marte may have just won him a couple of bucks here and there.
okay.
But regardless, no, Marte is a hell of a ball player. He's great mentor for some of the younger guys on the Diamondbacks team, and I think he's another guy that just wants to stay where he is and win.
Why not?
And I think it's a move by the Diamondbacks to lock up their core. You're going to have this core for a long time if you want to compete with LA in any capacity out there in the West. So I'm interested to see if a deal with Corbin Carroll comes up or any of those other young guys for them. Obviously, they let Josh Walker walk in the offseason.
Yeah.
I wonder if that had anything to do with it and if that motivated the Diamondbacks to get a deal done with Ketel Marte so that he couldn't leave at the end of the 2026 season, I think it would have been. No, it would have been the 2027 season. So they had him locked up for a long time anyways. So, I don't know. I think it's a good move by the Diamondbacks to lock up your premier player and make sure you have him to face those Dodgers for the next few years.
We shall see. But anyway, this concludes Inside the Inning. As always, I'm Jack Haskell for Ryan Adio and Gavin Watson. We'll see you next week. As always, go Bonnies.
Same place.
Go Yankees.
Come on.
Go Dodgers.
Go Mets, I guess.
Come on.
Go
We'll
baseball.
we'll see you next week.
Please go Mets.
Dude, I did.